Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hi, Carrie. How are you?
Good, good, good. I'm talking today to Professor Mark Sher about his experience using open access textbooks.
Mhm.
And, textbooks are an expensive part of a
Oh
college
boy. Mhm.
education, right? And so it's really interesting for me to hear more about why faculty are motivated to explore open textbooks. So give us a little bit of background in terms of your story.
I'm a professor of theoretical physics, and I've been here for 24 years. And the course I usually teach, not always, we alternate a bit, but the course I usually teach is physics for life scientists, which is really pre-med physics. And the problem with all these courses, and it's a huge course. Roughly 10% of all students in college in the United States take this course. Um, and they're textbooks, of course, and it's the usual big, thick, hardcover textbook, which costs typically $200. It's been this way for decades. Every 2 or 3 years, the publisher, hoping to get rid of the used book market, will issue another edition. So many times you'll have an 8th edition, 9th edition, 10th edition. And the editions don't change very much. They change some stuff at the end, which nobody ever looks at. They change the problems around a little bit. As a practical matter, there's not much difference. It was always annoying because that's a lot of money.
You said $200?
$200 is typical.
Wow.
And then everything changed about 3 years ago. And then they said, this is a new program we have. Got some money from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Hewlett Packard. And they want to put out a book that's free, where they will put it as a PDF online that anybody can download. And if you think about it, if it's an online book, you don't need to print anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need to fix it. And if you need one person who's on duty who knows a little physics that can make changes if there are errors pointed out. But you don't need to put out many editions. You don't need to go through all the proofs. You don't need anything else once it's up there.
So what was the cost for students?
Zero.
Zero.
What happens is they go online, OpenStack, I tell them, I give them the website, I send it to them a month or so beforehand. They download it. It's 150, 200 megabytes, so you don't do it from Starbucks, but you can do it, get it pretty quickly. And it's on the screen and costs them nothing. The students love the book. I should mention, on the student evaluations, we always have a question: Did you like the book? Basically, and 1 is no, 5 is loved it. Highest. Almost always in the past decade, it's right around 3.0, right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
This was much higher.
Okay.
So in general, they liked it a lot better. They didn't need the printed version. They like it online because it's a PDF, and their it's a search function on PDF.
Okay.
So if you see a word you're not sure about, you want to know what's this momentum thing, you just type the word into the search function and it goes there. You can't do that with a book.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a search engine quite as easily. So they actually liked the screen version more than the hard copy.
So one of the draws of using an open access content is the ability to modify content to suit your needs. And I'm wondering, did you alter the text in any way to meet the needs of the course?
No, just because it was the first time.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure how exactly you go about altering PDF. I can do that. I know how to do it now, but
Okay.
I did find some errors in it, and I told them about it, and they were fixed in the next time it was downloaded.
Okay.
Now if you tell a publisher about an error in a book,
Mhm.
they fix it in the next edition.
Okay.
Now they fix it in 10 minutes.
Sure. How about any web enhanced or video content to complement the book? Was that an option for you?
It might have been, but I think that's sort of the next stage.
Okay.
You can easily see places where you can get demos, student demos, doing some of the rolling, dropping a feather in a penny in a vacuum and stuff like that. Could be online.
Okay.
I just didn't see that.
Okay. So will you use an open textbook in the future?
I will never use anything other than open textbook. In fact, I consider it immoral
Okay.
to tell students to use a $200 book when there's a free one available that's good.
Okay.
I understand that everybody has their own way of doing things,
Mm-hmm.
and you get used to a book and you don't want to move it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're talking $200 a book, my class is $35,000. The students, that's a lot. In fact, I tell faculty who are somewhat reluctant that, look, to pay for the book, a student has to work 20 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That takes away from their study time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't learn as well.
Well, I attended Open Virginia, which is Virginia's first conference dedicated to this discussion of open education initiatives in K-12 and higher education yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And when I listened to Norfolk State University discuss their campus-wide implementation of ebooks and digital textbooks with flat world knowledge, they emphasized the difference between online digital content and a traditional textbook.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a really interesting comparison, and basically they were emphatic that digital content provides a different experience for the learner, and calling it a textbook is limiting. But what I'm hearing from you is that your open textbook experience was very similar to a traditional. You did mention the fact that students could right-click and see definitions and jump around some, but for the most part, when you're downloading a PDF, it seems like a very similar experience.
It seemed very similar.
Okay.
You don't browse textbooks.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody browses text. You go to textbook to learn certain material.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a PDF where you can just look at the search feature, find it, look at that particular section, it's just so much easier.
Gotcha.
I think it's easier to use the online than it is to use a regular textbook.
Thank you so much for being with us. I look forward to talking to some of the students who were in your class
Mm-hmm.
and asking them some questions related to their own experience using the textbook, and it'll be nice to hear from them. So
Okay.
thanks for helping us.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, my name is Sophie Cohen, and I'm a senior here, and I'm a biology major and public health minor.
Great, great. And I understand that you were in Professor Mark Sher's class
Yes.
in the spring semester, and he used a digital textbook. So what was your first reaction when you learned you were not going to be required to use a traditional print textbook in that class?
I was really excited because that meant I wasn't going to have to carry it in my backpack,
Okay.
and so less load, and I was excited because that means I could access it wherever I wanted to, just on my computer.
Mm-hmm. Was there anything about using a digital textbook that was challenging or uncomfortable?
No, I honestly liked it better because instead of having to go through the table of contents, you could just do Apple Find, and then you could also have on the side all the chapters on the side, and you could just click a chapter, and if you really need work on capacitance or something, you can just click it, and then it just shows up.
Great. What advice do you have for professors that might be considering using online course materials as compared to a traditional textbook?
I would definitely recommend it. I think it's really nice for the students, and I think also maybe for the professor, because they know they don't have to worry, can the student afford that $200, and they don't have to worry, does my student have the textbook? Now they're accountable.
Mm-hmm.
They have it. They have no reason not to. So I recommend it.
Great. Great. Well, I appreciate your time today. Thanks so much for coming and talking about using a digital textbook and how that worked for you. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Kendra Jackson, and I'm a senior at the college, and I'm a bio and Latin American studies major.
Great, great. So I understand you were a student in Dr. Sher's class.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how you felt when he announced that you would not be required to buy a traditional print book.
I was so excited. I am super cheap, so I was like, yes, I can just have one on my computer. I lose things a lot, so it's nice to have it just on my computer. I can search terms through the PDF,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just really convenient.
So it saves you some time
Yes.
in terms of finding the content that you were looking for. And so I know some students actually chose to print out copies of the book. Did you choose to do that?
I didn't.
Okay.
But I have a lot of friends who like more tangible, or they like the smell of books.
Mm-hmm.
So they like to highlight using that. But I could use the highlighting tool in my PDF reader as well. So
Did you think that was helpful? Did you
Yes.
actually use the highlighter tool?
yes, I did.
Okay. Is there also a note-taking tool that you could
Yes.
use?
Yes.
So
So
you
you can have little notes on the sides that you can easily just click.
And I know you could, but did you choose to use that feature, the note-taking feature?
I did.
Okay. Okay. So did you miss anything about using a traditional textbook?
No.
Okay. So did you attack the content differently because you didn't have to be linear in terms of starting at the front of the book or going to the beginning of a chapter? Did you find that it impacted the way you interacted with the content in any way?
Yes, it allowed me to like more easily skip things that I knew very well and just focus on the things that were new to me, and go back if I had to.
Well, good. I appreciate your willingness to just chat with me a few minutes about your experience in Dr. Sher's class. Thank you.
Thank you.